Get up. Yeah. Hey, come on. It's Tuesday already. What's the matter?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Thank you. Tuesday, the 16th of September 2014. It's 19 minutes after 7. I knew there was a 19 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Pretty good. Got a good show planned for this morning, 7:35. I guess it's politics during that segment today. There's a couple of journalists, and I just hope they're wrong. And I my first thought was to disagree with them. And I thought, well, maybe they're right, but I sure hope not. They say Obama tipped off ISIS with his speech the other day.
Of course.
You think so? I don't think the president would do that. I just have a hard time with that one.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of articles out there, and that's what I want to ask you all. I want to ask. I mean, I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, how could you? I mean, gosh, don't you have people telling you, "Hey, don't say this, don't say that"?
Yeah, exactly.
You know. So I want to talk about that a little bit. There was another thing I thought would be fun, or at least, it's not fun. It's just worthy of conversation. How about I put it that way? There's another story that says there's an ex-State Department official who's telling about damaging Benghazi documents have been removed from wherever they were.
Oh, of course.
So I know it's two different stories, but and I don't know if that's true. I just think it's part of what we do in the morning is not necessarily to figure out the world, but to talk about it.
That's right.
Just
exactly.
to get the coffee or the tea if you prefer.
Yeah.
and just talk about the things in the news. And that's kind of what we'll do at 7:35. Those are the two news items I thought I would chat with you about. I really want to know what you all have to say about this theory that the president tipped off ISIS. The president, by the way, is coming to, not Ocala, but Tampa today. Thank you.
He'll be there talking about Ebola.
Going down to CENTCOM. No, he's not talking about Ebola.
Oh, okay. I thought he was.
Well,
okay.
That's on his mind. You think that's what he's going to talk about?
Yeah, I thought that's what we had news bites.
Well, we did,
Yeah.
But that's not what he's going to the Air Force. CENTCOM.
CENTCOM. That sounds cool.
Central Communications. CENTCOM.
There you go. That's right.
News bites at 8:35. That's where we do the news. We read the news. We abbreviate it. We make it shorter. It gives you a chance to hear a bunch of news stories and get on with your day and live your own life. Have your own news.
Yep.
Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio today. She's a master gardener, and her show is called You've Got a Garden because she wants to tell you what to do with that garden that you have. Mm-hmm. I have a garden. I've had a garden now for the last two homes I've lived in. I've lived in this one 7 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the other one, 10 years. So for the last 17 years, I've had a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
And I did nothing.
Well, you pruned.
No, you call it prune. I call it clipping the hedges. That's what I call it. The person who lived in the house that I lived in before this one was a gardener. And everything just kept growing. He was an old guy from Hungary, I think, or Ukraine. He was from somewhere over there.
Yeah, he was.
And then the home I'm in now also had a gardener living in it before me. So it's the way I am. I follow gardeners. And so I've had these beautiful. Gosh, I got. I have a theory, by the way, about these giant leaves. I got these gigantic leaves. Are they called elephant ears or something?
That's what I call them. I don't know what the technical name is.
I have a theory about these. Look at the giant leaves on a banana plant.
Yes.
And the giant leaves on an elephant ear plant.
They're gorgeous.
Now, where do they grow? In Florida. What is true about Florida? It gets hot.
Yeah.
What do I always say about God? He is a genius.
Yes, he is.
So my thinking was, God said, this is going to be a hot place. I should create some plants with gigantic leaves so people have some shade.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I saw that big shadow yesterday. I took the dog outside, and I was over by that. And in fact, I did that purposely. I said, you know what? Well, I'm waiting for her to decide which part of the grass is the good part. I'm going to stand in the shade of these giant elephant ears.
Yes.
They're gigantic, and they have these huge flowers that almost look like a radar.
Yeah, they're cool. Looking.
Almost look like the Queen's wave.
Yeah.
Like a hand doing the Queen, or like a flame. They almost look like an artistic version of a flame.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think these gigantic leaves happen in the South because it's hot here, and God wanted to give us a way to have shade.
Yeah.
Of course, we cut them down and we make them shorter, but I bet you if we didn't cut them down, they'd probably get tall enough and nice place to take a break.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I think I should do the siesta routine. Get a sombrero.
There you go. Put a sign on your door, siesta in progress.
The only problem with a siesta, the way I envision it, is that you're sitting under a tree with a big hat, and that means that your butt is sitting in some bugs, because I guarantee you there are ants or something down there.
That's the only kind of pictures we see about siestas. They're
I know.
all lined up in the street.
I know. They're all where in the street?
In the street, and with the dirt, on the ground. And
I thought they were under trees in the picture.
Oh.
That's funny. I mean, does that really happen in Mexico? Do people really stop in the middle of the day, put a big hat on? I'll take a nap now.
I would love to know if that's true or not. And if it's not true, how that got started with the imagery, with them under trees.
I don't know.
Stuff with the
Dr. Drexel Brunson and Robert Van Hoos are coming into the studio at 10:05. They're coming in to talk to us about a book.
Yes.
That is co-written by former Marion County Sheriff Ed Dean.
Yep.
And Pastor Brunson, right? Isn't Drexel a pastor?
Yes, he's a pastor.
Pastor Drexel Brunson.
Yeah.
And Bob Van Hoos is he's a minister. I mean, he's the author of all the
Homily
Grits books. He's also the founder of Big Sandy Furniture Stores. So
yeah.
If you know that, you know Bob.
Yep.
You know his work anyway.
And they're also talking about a seminar that's coming up on Thursday.
Yeah.
At Meadowbrook Church.
When is that girls' night out thing?
The 18th.
Here's the mall. The 18th.
This Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
Yep. Girls' night out.
Got to ask you, because you're a girl.
Yes.
Because Joe wanted to make sure we promoted this girls' night out thing.
Yes.
So I thought we could do it with the video, like we've done.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
So I'll ask you to do something later on. Just don't let me forget.
Okay.
Maybe we can go get Brenda or some other women, Patsy and other ladies, to do
talk
something.
about it in advance.
Just to make a fun little quick video.
Oh, okay.
That we put on YouTube and then put it on
Uh-huh.
Facebook and say, "Come on, ladies!" And by the way, ladies that are listening right now, you don't need to see the video. What's the deal? What's happening Thursday? They're just coming here and having
Girls'
fun?
night out.
What is it, though?
Oh, the Blue Jays band is going to play and do 2 sets. Joe Martone is going to be playing music
Oh, cool.
and doing
I knew Joe was
karaoke.
doing it. Yeah.
And when the Blue Jays band aren't playing, the shops in the mall have a lot of specials and deals and stuff for Girls' Night Out. Hair Plus is taking donations for breast cancer.
Well, you got it all memorized, huh?
Yep. So it's just a lot of fun. There's going to be like grazing areas in the mall with snacks and things.
Grazing areas.
It'll be a lot of
fun. And men are not allowed?
Oh, bet men are allowed. You come in with your ladies, if they see something you like, you buy it for them. And then you go, get a refreshment or something like that. And
so it'll
be a lot of fun.
Don't miss out, ladies.
Nope.
And guys.
That's right.
Girls are going to be here.
5:30.
The girls are always here. The mall is packed with women.
Yes, it is.
I would say 80% of the people who pass by this window are female.
That's right. They should have a singles
And
area
10%
here.
of the men that pass by this window are dressed like females.
That's right. They are.
No, it's not.
But a lot of Victoria's Secret bags leave the mall, whether they're being carried by men or women.
All right, so did I finish telling you what they were coming in to do? Dr. Brunson and Robert Van Hoos.
Yes.
They've got a book called The Servant Organization for Jesus. Mm-hmm. There you go. Did I finish that? Joe Reckel will be here at 10:35. He, of course, is going to talk about damage to your home. I heard a tree limb fall from a tree 2 nights ago, and then I noticed where it was in the middle of the street, which was good. It wasn't really stopping traffic either. It was just kind of on the side of the street, to be more accurate, but did not fall on somebody's house. But they do. Limbs fall on houses. It's just a fact of life. Get a tree guy out there to your place, make sure it doesn't happen to you. But if it does, Joe can help you fix it, or if you got a little thing you need to fix on your own, and you need a little guidance.
That's right.
Joe can answer those questions. And then this morning, Doc Love
Yes.
is coming on. He's a Well, it says here he's a success coach and a talk show host and a columnist and an entertainment speaker. The book he has is called The System.
Yeah.
The Dating Dictionary. This is for guys.
Maybe they could take it during girls' night out and be observers.
This is not one of those books. Where's the book? Oh, it's on my desk still. I was reading it.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get some pointers. No, you know what I really was doing? I was really trying to figure out if it was one of those books, because we've had these before. The books that tell the guys to be jerks.
Yes.
Because if you're a jerk, then the girls will like you, and yeah. But this guy actually makes more sense. Hey, what's going on with the computer here? What's going on? Hey, it's got a life of its own. Look at this.
It does.
Look at this. It's moving all by itself.
I know it's
moving all by
talking to
itself. All right, we've got to take a little break. I hope we've got Fox News coming up.
Phew.
Oh, there it goes. And we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. The House rushing to pass legislation to help moderate Syrian rebels fighting ISIS.
This measure would give the White House the okay to arm Syrian rebels as long as the White House reports back to Capitol Hill about how it's going. And some on the Hill are already saying the help for these rebels needs to be quick and it needs to be substantial.
Fox's Peter Ducey, a vote could come tomorrow. The NFL Players Association to appeal the indefinite suspension of running back Ray Rice.
Rice initially suspended for 2 games after assaulting his then-fiancée in a casino elevator. When a videotape of him punching her in the face and knocking her unconscious was made public, Commissioner Roger Goodell increased his punishment.
Fox Radio's Jane Metzler. No more bets. Atlantic City's Trump Plaza closing its doors about an hour ago. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mobi. That's foxnews2go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If you make it past year 7, odds are very high you'll probably stay together forever. Couples are usually into a groove and know what their lives together will be like as they move forward. A sugar-packed diet will destroy the collagen and elastin in your skin. That leads to wrinkles. Taking a vacation from our social networking sites is just as important as taking a vacation from our jobs.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. It's overcast. I didn't even mention the weather. 72 degrees and I guess rainy, huh? Rainy today?
Yeah.
Rainy today.
Birds don't mind. They're all sitting on the roof over there.
I don't mind either,
Sears,
to tell you the truth. I'm ready for autumn, and the rain makes it feel a little cooler anyway. Last couple of days, it's been summertime as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So I have some serious stuff I want to talk about, but I have a thought. I have an idea that I would like to see. Not that I could pull it off or that really any of us, well, maybe some of us could, but here's the idea. Yesterday, Joe Martone gave us a magic trick, right?
Yes, he
did. The
did.
magic trick was a number, and we had to think of a number, and then we had to take a number, and we had to multiply it and add to it and, divide it and all that stuff. Whatever, he gave us these mathematical equations to do. Now, we had to do all those mathematical equations in our head.
Yep.
You were much quicker than I was. And then, of course, the end of the trick, the number we were thinking about is exactly the number, or something like that he wrote down on the paper, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I was thinking was, and I really have only seen a few of the Common Core math problems. I've only seen a few of them, and I'm guessing that the ones I've seen, which looked outrageous to me, were posted because they were outrageous by people who wanted us to say that Common Core is stupid. And to be fair, and I really, from what I've seen, it is stupid.
Yes, it is.
But to be fair, I don't really have a right to say that because I honestly haven't looked at it completely. That's the truth. So I have a thought about this, not with the Common Core, with the other subjects, because I don't know anything about that, how they're teaching them, and why would they change anything. But with math, the way it looks, and even on Facebook, I've seen some of the mostly women that are in my family or in my circle of friends, whatever, that have children, and they're working with the math problems with the kids, and they're posting on Facebook their frustration because the way their kids are learning how to do math now is not the way they learned how to do it. I seem to remember this was similar when we were kids, Robin, that we learned math differently than our parents learned. Remember that? They called it new math.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody was opposed to it or objected to it, but so I don't know. I don't know why they changed things. But anyway, what this has to do with the trick that Joe Martone did for us, or had us do with him, was that in order to do the trick, we had to multiply in our heads.
Yes.
Okay? Otherwise, it would have taken too long. And we did it pretty rapidly. You were very quick, and I was a little bit dragging behind you. But I would and I'm not trying to make I wouldn't see, this is the problem with this. I wouldn't want children to feel bad. This is the problem. But I would like to have some kind of a competition just to say which is really better. Have some children who've learned how to do simple math with Common Core, do some math equations in their brain like a magic trick, and then have some children who learned how to do math, I don't know what you call it, the old-fashioned way or whatever, and see which child is of course you couldn't just have one-on-one, you'd have to have a group of them because some kids are better at things than others, simple as that.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't want the children to feel bad, so you'd have to kind of do it without them realizing what you were doing, I guess, and keep it closed door so it's just a study. But I would love to see the results of this. I would love to see, because it seems to me that the way we learned it was how I was able to do the math in my head. It's how you were able to do the math in your head.
It's how my children were able to do the math in their head.
Now, Am I going to say that there might be something out there that couldn't be better? No, I'm sure there might be something out there. Who knows? Maybe some other country does math differently with their children. Mm-hmm. But I just think yesterday with that magic trick, it gave me an idea that, well, gosh, we should test this. We should kind of, well, which is better? If we're going to absolutely say we don't want Common Core or we do, mm-hmm. and Jeb Bush, by the way, is for Common Core.
Yeah.
So he's the guy we respect. I don't know the whole deal. I don't know if he knows the whole deal. But the thing is, I would love to see a little competition just to say which one is generally the way to do math that's the most efficient.
Yeah, and you can't ask the teachers to do it that are teaching Common Core because they might, not do it the Common Core way and figure it out in their head the way that they learned it. So it has to be the students, and it's just not. I mean, even though when you said we were growing up and it was new math as opposed to our parents' generation, the math our parents' generation did, they were still able to do it in their head. And we were still able to do it in our head. Our children were still able to do it in our head, but the children now can't do it in their head.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Be able to.
Good morning, yes. And one of the nastier sort of backwater things about Common Core is the data mining. Your children will be asked to tell things about what's going on in your home.
Oh, that kind of stuff bothers me. Yeah.
Firearm? Do your parents read the Bible? All kind of fun things like that are going to go on. You're going to turn your children into Hitler Youth.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, I know Jim studied it, so that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I believe that.
It may not be going on now, but it's part of the plan.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Yep, destruction comes from within.
Bye.
I don't know that. I mean, anyway. He could be right. I mean, he's been studying it. He was with, Margaret Kavanaugh and all them.
Yeah.
The Eagle Forum. And that's how, gosh, everything I know about the Common Core is from the Eagle Forum. So, all right, so here's another thing. I think it's nutty that we have elected officials who never served in the military.
Yeah.
Who are trying to make decisions about the military. Do you think that's nutty?
I do. I think it's very nutty. They don't know how to do it.
For the most part, I mean, from what I understand, most of our elected officials, from the president through Congress and the Senate, I know we have a certain percentage, but I believe most of them have never served in the military.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with not having served in the military. What I'm saying is, why are you making decisions, military decisions, when you should let the guys and ladies who know about this stuff do it?
Exactly.
Why don't you go to the Pentagon and say, what do you think we should do? Now, if you go to the Pentagon and you ask, what do you think we should do about the beheadings, about Ukraine, about North Korea and South Korea, about some of the warring factions in Africa, what should we do about these things? Let them tell you. Take it upon you're a leader. You should be advising. With that said, I think we are making a mistake by having our elected officials who have no clue how to fight a war,
right,
deciding how to fight a war. And I would like to say that we'll see that we never go to war. I mean, now we're talking about giving more arms and more instruction. To others, it's like,
it's insane.
How do we know that that's not what this is all about? How do we know that wasn't the whole idea in the first place? If we cut off a few heads, America will bring us some new weapons.
That's right.
I mean, how do they know that how do you know what I mean? Now, I'm just a radio guy. I haven't served in the military either, so maybe I'm even off base here. But there's a story. And let me just read this a little bit to you so that you know where I'm coming from. Sean Piccoli wrote this story, and he wrote it actually Monday. President Barack Obama's speech on last Wednesday, detailing the battle plan against the Islamic State was a gift, in quotes, to the violent Islamists in Iraq and Syria who have already taken defensive measures in response to the president's disclosures. An Iraqi expert on jihadist movements told CNN. The mistake was announcing too much of the strategy, and this was a free gift to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, whatever, to prepare and counter what has been revealed. Now, do you think so? This is what I wonder. I mean, is that true? I mean, if you're the president of the United States, would you really be doing this, or would you do it intentionally so that the bad guys say, "Oh, I see what they're going to do now," and then, of course, you do something totally different? Mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't. You may not like the president, you may not like some of his decisions, and I certainly have a hard time with the whole healthcare thing because, my goodness, this big, wonderful thing that was supposed to happen hasn't happened.
Yep.
And a lot of people who were supposedly able to afford healthcare can't, and they're being dropped because they can't.
And the ones that have it now, their premiums have gone up.
Yeah, so that's a huge mess. But you think in dealing with beheadings and things like that you would actually give a plan on national, international media and reveal everything? We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds today. Watch out for a shower and thunderstorm or two into the early nighttime hours. The high today 81 to 90, and overnight tonight partly cloudy skies, low 69 to 73. For tomorrow, mostly cloud with a couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms around, high 84 to 88. For Thursday, clouds, some sunshine with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, the high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
This weather forecast brought to you by Tri-County Generators, 1-800-622-1957. Don't get caught with your power down. Call Tri-County Generators now, 1-800-622-1957.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Remember WOCA, your home for Florida State football, brought to you by Culligan of North Florida and Ocala Eye Care Center. This week, the Citadel comes to Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. Kickoff at 7:30.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
All right, now 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. You know, those the sports element of WOCA really was the one area before Buddy and Tom, the other Tom, and all the guys really in the afternoon. They're all sports. Coach Galen is a very sports guy. But I mean, it was kind of the weakest link in our chain here. But when Buddy Martin and Tom Schmitz came on board, it really changed it. The Friday evening high school football play-by-play show that Tom does with Tom Schmitz does with Tom.
I can't remember his last name.
I'm so sorry. This is the nicest guy, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it is so outstanding. If there were awards given for stuff, I think they should get one. Thought I'd say that. I listened to that promo there. Pete is waiting patiently. Good morning, Pete. How you doing?
Good, Larry. Good topic this morning.
Yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, do you think the president would really tip off ISIS? I mean, wouldn't he have advisors telling him that this is what you should say because it'll send them running the wrong way?
Well, I mean, that may be a factor. The big complaint that I've heard listening to the military analysts on other broadcasts is that they're upset that the president said that under no circumstances would U.S. ground troops be put in there. Now, personally, I think I agree with the president. I don't want U.S. ground troops in there. I mean, I want our involvement in this to be practically nothing. But so I agree with the president on that. But the analysts that I heard said that by saying to the enemy that we're not going to put U.S. ground troops in there, that was their main complaint, because you're not supposed to tell the enemy what the boundaries of your actions are. You know, just you understand.
Yeah.
So that was a big complaint I heard, and I did want to mention something you were talking about, the president who hasn't had military experience. You know, we've had many. You know, Franklin Roosevelt didn't have any, and Abraham Lincoln didn't really have any either, and they were both war presidents. But I just want to address that real quick. The president in the Constitution is commander-in-chief, and the people who wrote the Constitution did that because they wanted to separate the military from the government, because they didn't want us to turn into a military dictatorship. You know, the military runs everything. But the way the Constitution is set up is the Congress, first of all, has the power over the money, and they're supposed to create a budget, and if the president does something they don't like, they're supposed to cut off the money. And also, the Constitution says the Congress has the power to declare war. In other words, the president has to ask Congress to declare war. So if the Constitution was being followed, even if the president had no military experience at all, and even if he didn't have good advisors, the Congress could still step in and say, first of all, we're not going to allow you to declare war on whatever country, and if you do go ahead, we're going to cut off the money. But that process has been short-circuited in our lifetime, because several presidents, including Bush and Johnson and, you know, of course Obama's doing the same thing, have gone into these military engagements without declaring war under the so-called War Powers Act that was passed back in the 1970s, which gives the president limited authority to use our military in an emergency. But these emergencies last months and years, and they never really follow the Constitution. So if the Constitution was being followed, there would be a balance between the military control and the political control. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, but you would still, in terms of deciding what to do in the face of an enemy threatening you, which is what they're doing, you would go to the military experts, I would think. I mean, you would call on them, and you wouldn't reveal it. I would think you wouldn't reveal it. Yeah,
you wouldn't say anything.
Well, the president has definitely tipped his hand, and like I said, the military analysts are criticizing him for that.
All right, thank you, Pete. Good points.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's like a company. You know, if people don't know what each department does, and all of a sudden they make some changes without asking the department if this is going to be feasible for them, they don't know what they're doing, but the people that actually work in that department do. That's where the knowledge is. So that's the military people should be asked what to do.
Did you ever learn in school this? And, you know, I have a hard time pulling stuff out of my memory of school. But I remember hearing that in the Revolutionary War, the British soldiers would line up in these perfect lines, and the front line would be firing, and then when they were dead, the next line would be the front line, and they would keep firing.
Yes.
And they weren't hiding behind trees or rocks or in ditches.
No.
And it made it real easy for us to plow them down, because they had rules of war, and we just said, oh, we don't need any rules.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I think we're the ones that are now sticking to stupid rules.
Yes.
And the jihadists are the ones who say, we don't need no stinking rules.
Exactly.
And I think we should say, we don't need no stinking rules either.
That's right.
We can blast you with a drone, we can blast you from some laser beam in the sky if we have something like that. I don't know. Good morning. Thank you for calling in, for waiting. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hiya, Hugh.
I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, I'm very much concerned about going in there airwise. I think we have to do it, But what bothers me is they have these rockets that can knock our planes down. If they start capturing our pilots and start lopping their heads off, before long it'll be a ground war again.
Yeah, I think so too. I think saying there's no. I mean, I hope we don't have troops on the ground. We've been there. We've done that. Those people should know. But at the same time, they're cutting off our heads because we're doing airstrikes. That shouldn't stop us.
No, it shouldn't.
No. That's an act of crime. That's a criminal act.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think if that would happen, though, that would. I think the general public would say, get the boys in there on the ground with the tanks and everything else, and let's wipe them all out.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll have to watch this one. I just don't know that I agreed with the writer Sean Piccoli. Who knows? Maybe he's right, but I just don't think that the president. Well, and Pete made a good point. The big thing was no troops on the ground, but okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It's what they say is what they say. What happens is an entirely different thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Last week on September 11th, we. One of the things I've always said about September 11th was that none of the terrorists in those planes made a phone call to the World Trade Center to ask if Larry was in there. Nobody called to see if Robin was in there. Nobody called to ask if Joe was in there, right? Mm-hmm. And the point of me saying that is they targeted innocent civilians on September 11th. It's a coward that targets an innocent civilian. It's a coward that does that. It's a coward that takes a journalist and then cuts his head off. Mm-hmm. That's a coward. He's not up against anybody who can do him any harm. That's absolutely cowardice. And so these are acts of crime. These are criminal acts, and the whole world should be up in arms at these criminal acts.
Well, sure.
And they say, well, we can't be helping Iraq, otherwise we're going to keep cutting off heads.
Why should they dictate to the United States what to do?
There's a statement I would say in my car that I won't say here on the air to them.
Yeah.
just come. Just, you know what? They are. We have intelligence. We got enough here in the Pentagon, in the military, guys who know what to do, guys who could go in there disguised or whatever as journalists, but have some kind of a strategy.
Yeah.
So when it comes time when they meet up with this, isn't this guy British, by the way? The guy that's been cut, isn't it the same guy?
Yeah.
All three times?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
He's our target.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the guy we need to string up.
Yeah.
We need to make a role model out of him. Mm-hmm. And then get a few of his guys and say, look, we're going to do this to all of you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
we're supposedly more civilized than that, but
yeah, but I think they, like you always say, unreasonable people don't listen to reason. So, the military powers that be that know what to do should do that. I just think it's a big ego thing with the politicians and even the president, because they want to be the ones to say, my idea got this done, and that's wrong. You've got to go to the people that know how to do it.
There's not one ounce of me that believes that Robin or I are going to come up with any answers to any of these problems.
No.
What we do is we open up the phone lines, we just chat about it. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're sitting with our coffees. Well, I have one. Robin doesn't have one.
Gatorade.
and we're just talking about this. I mean, it's the same thing as getting together with your friends and having a breakfast and saying, what do you think about this in the news? And so if you want to participate in this, the phone is open. The number is 622-9622. I don't have the answers. It just looks like to me that, the criticism that the president blew the whistle and now all the bad guys know what we're going to do, I don't think so. I just have a hard time believing that he would do that. I also have a hard time believing he even knows exactly what the plan is.
Yeah,
completely.
I don't think he knows what to do.
Completely. Well, he might know what to do.
Yeah,
but he might not know completely what the plan is. Or if he does, I don't think he would be revealing it. I don't know. Just I have a hard time with that one.
He needs to ask those that know.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up, another button pusher, and because I have a minute left, let me just read this. A former State Department official says he witnessed departmental employees separating out damaging documents on the Benghazi investigation before handing them over to the Accountability Review Board.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson says the man, former Deputy Assistant Secretary Raymond Maxwell, told her he saw the actions take place in a basement room at the State Department over a weekend.
Yeah.
Maxwell headed the State Department's Bureau of Near Eastern Affairs at the time and was in charge of collecting emails and documents related to the probe of the attack on the Benghazi diplomatic facility on September 11th, 2012.
Yep. Won't be any evidence against Hillary Clinton when she runs.
Maxwell,
She's getting rid of it.
Maxwell told Atkinson, I was not invited to that after-hours endeavor, but I heard about it and decided to check it out on a Sunday afternoon. Once there, he said he saw stacks and boxes of documents. He saw one person who directly worked for him there, though he had not been advised of her extra duties.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's push forward. We've got what was that? We have a Fox News coming up. You hit that microphone. We'll be right back.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Our military getting orders to take on the fight against Ebola, sending some 3,000 military personnel to the region to provide medical and logistical support.
The president spends the day at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta for a briefing on the West African Ebola outbreak.
There's always sort of the geopolitical concern that an outbreak of a disease could create some instability in some of these regions.
That's why Press Secretary Josh Earnest describes the Ebola crisis as a national security priority.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern.
The U.S. has been working with healthcare officials in Africa, and American aid workers have been successfully treated at U.S. hospitals.
The House could vote as early as tomorrow on whether to authorize training moderate Syrian rebels in the fight against Islamic State militants. And the Iraqi cabinet now complete, according to officials there who say the premier selected the final ministers. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Bay.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The number one place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey Adam, those burgers gonna be done before summer's over?
Maybe. Why? You got big plans for the summer?
Not really. Just the usual, kids hanging around the house. How about you?
Actually, I'm having Joshua get his pilot's license this summer.
What? Is he old enough? Can you really do that in just the summer?
Yeah, you can get your pilot's license at 17, and the summer is plenty of time. Plus, this could be the start to his career as an airline pilot.
That is a great idea. I bet Tyler would love that. Actually, I would too.
You guys should do it.
I don't have time for that. Some of us have to work for a living, you know?
Not you, no. Seriously, they work around your schedule.
Really? That's cool. Where are you going?
Ocala Aviation, at the airport off 60th.
How'd you hear about it?
I heard about it on the radio, then I stopped in. I've got a card if you want the number.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my phone.
Hurry up, the burgers are burning.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
861-7484.
Hold on, I missed a number.
Ah, such a slacker. Here it is again. 861-7484.
Excellent. I'm gonna call them now.
How about we eat before you start your new adventure?
That's probably a good idea.
You think?
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Okay, easy. All right, set her down. Over there. Easy.
What are you doing?
Oh, honey, you're home early. Nothing.